All right, folks, we are live. We are up live and ready to go. So look, this is Wednesday and August 26th. The days go by and things just keep on going. We are here today to talk about prosperity principles and personalities and how personalities help us or hinder us with making decisions and being effective with what we do. As we start every day and every program, we want to start, and our heartfelt prayers go out to those that have been affected, everybody who has been affected by this COVID-19. And pretty soon, I don't think there will be anybody that hasn't been affected in some way by this COVID-19 stuff that's going on. And we send our prayers out especially to those that have lost loved ones due to this thing. And we pray together every day that this will get behind us. We will get over this. We will get through it. I believe some of the greatest minds in the world, medically and clinically and scientifically, are working very, very hard at full out to come up with some kind of antidote or treatment in order to control this thing and get it under control. With that being said, we'll get started. And this week is unique because I really want to bring something in. And I started talking yesterday and the day before about personalities. You know, personalities and prosperity principles include some of Nelson Nash's human nature. You know, the Willie Sutton law, the golden rule, use it or lose it, the arrival syndrome, and Parkinson's law. Those 5 things really have an impact that is tremendous. And we don't even understand that impact on our future. We go through life, and I really believe I know how you feel out there because I have experienced the same thing. You know, 30 years ago when I was going through the throes of my valley that I was in, the cave that I was in, because of the financial decisions I had made in my life. And all of a sudden a lawsuit came along that literally took my legs out from under me and destroyed my confidence in myself and in what I was doing. And it was only through meeting a very Christian businessman who was extremely successful, who helped me find my way back. And I know that people out there are lost. And I'm hoping and praying that what I talk about, what I say here, and the examples I use, somehow, some way, I can lead you to where you really want to go. We all want to be happy and successful in life. We all want to be financially secure in life. We all dream about that magical day someday that we refer to as retirement. And what is it going to be like when we get there? You know, am I going to have a substantial time that I would refer to as go-go years before slow-go comes along and eventually no-go comes along? I think about all those things, and I know that you are too. Deep down inside, you're worried. And the longer this stuff is going on around us, you know, the news media is just, you know, the riots and the stuff that's going on across America is just dumbfounding me. I don't know. People are just reacting. They don't know how to control their reactions, what they're doing. And people are hurting themselves a lot by not learning how to think correctly, to take control of your thinking. And the personalities, as I alluded to the other day, the DISC, you know, they all walk up to a burning building and the D gets it out, and the S, you know, says, can I help? How can I help? And the C makes a list and prioritize the list. And the I simply says, who's got the hot dogs and the marshmallows? So personnel, and we are all a blend of those 4 personalities. Usually one of them is more dominant in our life than others. So it's just understanding how my personality works, how I react to situations or respond to situations, it helps me find my way to where I really want to go. In the principles of prosperity, now here's Dr. Rome's book. Here's Positive Personality Profile. This is a great, great book. And what you want to do is you want to contact me and go through the assessment. It's 24 questions. There's no right or wrong answers. You can contact me here through Facebook or email me at thomasyoung@1stconsultantsinc.com. And these things are like $14.95. And you get 5 or 6 pages. And if you wanted to buy Dr. Rome's book, these I think are $20 a book, $21.95 or something like that. And you can also get these through me. But the more you understand you, the greater the chance and the greater the probability that you're going to be able to start moving forward in a more successful manner than you had in the past. This personality stuff, I shared with you my book story, which was a true story, how that came about. And when I do that, there's my book, there's the book. Now there's the original book. And this is the book that Castellone told me that I couldn't print. But yet, when I asked him for help, it was how I approached that depersonality that led to success in the relationship that I was in. And the same thing applies to husband and wife. I mean, if you don't understand each other, I would highly recommend a couple of books. One of them is called 5 Love Languages. You both need to read it. I mean, it will literally change your life as far as your relationship between the two of you, because the financial things that we're talking about, all of these things and this success hinges on that relationship, if you're married, as much as anything else, because you got to both be on the same page financially. So the thinking isn't just him or her or husband and wife, whatever. The thinking has to be collective. So thinking correctly. We had a conversation yesterday, and I challenge people all the time, because I'll say, I have a photographic memory with total and complete recall of everything I see, read, and hear with complete and full understanding. I tell myself that over and over and over and over again every day. Well, that sounds silly, Tom. Why do you do that? Because I know those words will impact and improve my ability to remember things, to make better decisions, etc. And I challenge you, everyone has a photographic memory. What you don't do is you don't practice recall. If you are an athletic person, I consider myself an athletic person. I do P90X, I do yoga, Tai Chi, I do all these workout things, cardio workouts and everything. And because I do that, my body is more fit and I'm more capable of doing the physical things I enjoy doing. I get to enjoy golf because of my physical athletic ability, but it didn't come in one day. It came over a long period of time. Now, the photographic memory, here's my challenge to you. When was the last time, think about it, that you were driving a car, you were walking around, you were talking to somebody, and all of a sudden in your mind, the video screen comes up, and there's this video of something in your past. Maybe it was when you were 5 years old or 20 years old, or a date that you were on in high school. But there's the video screen. It's right there. It's live in your mind. I've never met anybody that says, "Oh, I never had that experience." But we all have. We have dreams in the middle of the night that are like movies on our mind. So we all have a photographic memory with total and complete recall ability, but you just don't practice it and reinforce it with self-talk. Remember, we've talked about self-talk. So when I'm thinking correctly, I now start to see things differently. I see different colors and different numbers, and I see things very differently. My perception, remember, perspective is how I see the world. My perception is how I interpret what I see. So all of this comes together, and you have to work at it to improve. When I'm measuring, which is principle number 3, I have to take a calculator. I have to figure out how to measure correctly. And in the financial realm of your life, most of us don't measure everything we need to measure to come up with an answer that is the most efficient and the best answer. Perfect example I've talked about is the difference between a 15-year and a 30-year mortgage. Absolutely, you pay less interest in a 15-year mortgage than a 30-year mortgage. However, when you apply opportunity cost and time value of money, the dollars that I'm ongoing paying on that 30-year mortgage are worth less and less and less and less. So economically, economics-wise, macroeconomically, it is better to have a 30-year mortgage with the lower payment, save the difference between the two, and accumulate that money, and you'll still be able to pay the 15-year mortgage off, the 30-year mortgage off in 15 years, but you will have had control of the money. It's about being in control, which is number 4 is flow. Number 4 is flow, understanding cash flows and how they work. So if now let's stop for a minute. We've gone through think, see, and measure, which are the first three principles of prosperity. Number 4 is flow, and 5 is control. Understanding movement of money. Wealth is created when money moves. Person A puts all their money in their 401k, IRA, on and on and on. They buy cars with debt at the bank. They have credit card balances because they put all their discretionary savings where they have limited access to it without severe penalties. So they are forced to have debt, and they have very little control of that money that are in those plans. Now let's talk about personality. We've talked about some ideas here, and if we think about personalities. Now, a D personality is not real likely to be the person that is going to do everything into the 401k IRA. Although they could be, because they're dominant. Boy, there's the decision. It's done. It's made. There it is. I'm going to put all in there. And maybe they needed to step back and dial up some of their C personality, because the C personality is going to be the analyst. They're going to analyze everything. They're going to think about things, and they're going to be quicker to learn how to measure, hopefully. Okay? So different personalities are going to do things differently in the way they do things. So the C personality is going to be very analytical. I know when I meet somebody in my business and I'm helping somebody financially, and they are a C personality. Those people, C personalities, lean more towards being an accountant, a CPA, maybe an engineer, lean towards being a high C personality, etc. And they are people that are going to really analyze. Now, the problem with that is what they have been learned, what they have been taught in their educational process isn't always true. Because tell me when you were in college. Now, I didn't go to college, folks. I'm God educated. Everybody says self-educated. I'm God educated. And right now I got a test Friday this week that is a big deal, because it is the third of 3 courses to get more initials after my name, RICP, Retired Income Certified Professional. I have been working on this for 2 or 3 years to get this course done through the American College. But it's another way to expand my thinking and see things differently, because this course, and I work with a lot of folks in retirement, and it really has broadened my thinking in a big, big way on how to manage in the most efficient way retirement to have enough money. And maybe some of the ways that the typical world has told me in the past weren't the best thing to do for clients, but it was what the financial world taught me. How do I dispute what they taught me? Unfortunately, the American college, they continue to adjust their curriculum. And it's funny because there's some new curriculum coming to this American college, which has been around since 1928, and educating financial people like the Wharton School in Philadelphia. The American college is near that area, and they work with people in the financial services business with their education. And it's amazing to see how it has changed. And just recently, I found that there is some of the thinking that I have been involved in is now going to start appearing in American college education. That is exciting, folks, because a lot of what I teach people, it's not out there in educational material. It has been discovered by people that think out of the box and have the ability to create measuring systems to measure things correctly. Todd Langford, a very good friend of mine that I've known for 30 years, created software called Truth Concepts. Now you can go to truthconcepts.com or .org, and you can get his software for 10 days for free. That software will answer and prove any financial strategy that you're thinking about, just one end to the other, okay? And you can download it and use it for 10 days before you'd have to buy it. Now, I use that software all the time because it provides proof to everything I talk about. Everything I've said on the podcast, everything I've done on here is all absolutely mathematically provable and correct. Now, I'm into 20 minutes. We've talked about some things today. We're going to continue this journey tomorrow and Friday this week. We're going to continue to talk about personalities. And again, you need to do a personality assessment. There are 24 questions. There's no right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It just, the better you understand yourself. I don't know about you, but did you ever say something come out of your mouth and you said, whoa, did I really say that? Or you do something and say, wow, why did I do that? We've all experienced that. So this is a journey that I'm trying to help you with that will take you from here to there in the most efficient manner, and I believe the most successful manner, so that you will end up with the most you can have at some future date. With that, get my new book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. They're $20, $25 at Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can email me here and get it to me. I'll send you a PayPal invoice, pay it. I'll send you an autographed copy of my book. Or you can go to cfo-project.com, right above my head here. And there it's going to ask you to put in your name and email address. And with that, you'll get a PDF, a link to a PDF of the new book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. But when you go there, I'm going to ask you to spend $47 to invest in yourself. And that $47 is going to get you an email that is my newsletter that goes out every week. We send this out every week. It's got all kinds of good stuff on it. Thomism of the month: luxury once enjoyed becomes a necessity. Financial Mastery Blueprint Model talks about that, all the parts of it. Join the Facebook group, which is what we're talking about. Now, with that, there's my new book, Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. It's there. And when you spend the $47, you're going to get 5 other items. This is one of them. It's an ebook, Jumpstart Your Financial Freedom. You get the first part 1 of 3 of Nelson's book, The Infinite Banking Concept. And what that is, be your own banker, that is the concept in the first section of the book. You get a copy of Life Insurance, Will It Pay When I Die? And you get a 1-hour video, The Secret to Wealth Creation, that I renamed. It used to be The Wicked, Wicked Game. I put it out here on the Family Money Farm last week. So that link is still out there. It's only going to be out there for another week till the end of the month, and I'm going to take it off. And the only way you'll get that link is to go through the CFO-project.com, put your name and email address in, and invest $47 in your education. That's what this is about, folks. It's about your education. Do we worry about our kids? You know, people get out of school and they say, well, I'm never going to read another book. Well, that doesn't work good in life. Education never, ever stops. So with that, God bless. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Boy, we're almost at 23 minutes. We're further than I wanted to go, but this is exciting. I get into this and I know what you're thinking about. I know how you feel. I have felt the same way. But what I found out is when I gain and start taking in new education and new knowledge, the whole game changes. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Will I find my little guy? There he is. God bless.